Hey guys, how you doing? I'm not in the studio, nor do I have my costume. Why? Because they're both at the mechanics. Uh, that valve job I had done, 9,000 miles later, two of the valves aren't synced with the other six. They're within threshold, but it's under warranty, so it's getting fixed. In the meantime, I've got nothing but time on my hands. And what I've done, well, prior to this happening, I spent time on my hands installing all these lights and creating a showroom in where I do all my printing for all my work. Not that you care, but I'm an artist and I make a living selling this stuff. I make this stuff here and this stuff here, and I sell it to people on their walls that are wonderful. Wonderful. The best of people are the people that collect my work. I can guarantee you that. That said, during that time I was working on all this electricity. There was an electrical socket in the wall over there that was destroyed. The power in this building is not that good. And I knew I had a socket somewhere, a power socket somewhere, and I looked around and I found a bag from the 90s. And it had one socket in it along with some plates. And I looked at the price on that thing. It said 79 cents. 79 cents for a really well built wall socket that today goes for what, $2-3? And is built nowhere of the same quality. Yeah, dude, I'm in this space, and I think a lot of people that watch this are in this space, this crypto space, because the redeemability of money is just falling through the floor. And we're not suffering anywhere in this country as near as bad as the rest of the world. And it's getting super interesting, particularly right now. And I think it's only going to get more interesting. That said, I want to interject with the fact recently Russia has gotten rid of the 20% value-added tax that happens when you buy physical gold in Russia. In other words, when the commons buy physical gold, they pay a 20% tax. That tax no longer exists. Now, with this being said, they've been buying a lot of gold over the past decade. More recently, they've gotten back into it. But if everybody should already know that the SLV, GLD, the LBMA, they've all gotten together. They've been fined multiple times for rigging the fucking precious metals market and turning it into a Ponzi scheme. This is why the SEC has no teeth and they can't do anything because they're complicit in this crime. And if you ask me, even though it's the CFTC that regulates, I understand, they're toothless as well. Bart Chilton made that perfectly clear years ago. But now, real money back in the hands of people, like in a place where, like, Russia makes a lot of shit the world needs. Sure, the billionaires are being sanctioned right now, but is there gas being sanctioned? Is there the real commodities the rest of the world needs being sanctioned? Fuck no. SWIFT is letting that shit fly. SWIFT is letting that shit fly. Yeah, and with that and multitudes of other considerations, again, our value is being usurped by a very, very small group of people controlling a very, very large group of people. I don't care who you fucking want to blame. It's just a small group of people. And until we actually fucking get the power back into banking the unbanked, whatever you want to call it, right? That's why we're here. And, I'm so desperate I got involved and I became a Hexican. And I didn't even know I became a Hexican because I was fucking so desperate back in the day that I was in T2X, I was in P3D, Axe BT, about FOMO 3D and the second pump of P3D and how a lot of people made the mistake of buying FOMO 3D. I followed the advice of your BT, but I also got into P3D and saved myself. And so, there's all these options to play with the idea that you can turn your money into more money, right? That's what we're doing here. And that's what Richard is totally, his money, his free money is better than the free money in your pocket, right? And unfortunately, this space is not fixing the problem I just spoke to, where a very, very small group of people rule a large group of people. Right now, like if you take into consideration, Richard's got, a couple $1 billion lying around while his token value is falling through the floor, doing nothing to support it, knowing full well that he thinks he's going to be able to deliver a better version of Ethereum. While Ethereum at the same token is going to be able to fucking say, they're claiming now, rather, they're not being able to say, but they're claiming now 3 months. What happens if ETH 2.0 comes out and the fees go down and all the solutions that Richard is going to offer are already offered in Ethereum? What happens then? He's going to walk with your fucking money, chump. You think he owes you a fucking thing? he fulfilled my expectations. He bought that second bag. Yeah, I will forever be the asshole you fucking laugh at. Don't ever think I'm going to lose that character. But right now, I've got a ton of time on my hands, so I'm just going to sit here and rant and lead you into what I've been led onto is kind of the holy grail insofar as what we're speaking to here. We're all fucking playing in this game of speculation. And we're looking for a way to be able to ride the speculation that very, very few group of people can control through the price on these markets. And look at Richardson. He's totally annihilated the idea of what market capitalization is worth. Yet, depending on what people think about actual liquidity, and he's got a lot of liquidity right now on his own. Considering how much volume is going on in HEX, could he save the price right now with that? How much liquidity would it take of that $2 billion to save the price of HEX right now, guys? Huh? So, and I'm only saying this because, I watched that video where the highest stakes, where that guy fucking told his wife he bought everything, including the house, into HEX. And what if he's down 75% now and he's got a baby coming, huh? Oh, he didn't mitigate his risk. We're going to make fun of him, right, Richard? We're going to make fun of him because he was a chump and he didn't fucking buy at the lows and sell at the highs, huh? Right? That's how we treat people. Well, with all that being said, I'm a wetback, and that's what I want to talk about is like this elephant money. This elephant money, like the more I wrap my mind around it, the more I can take into consideration like so many of the conversations, the hours-long conversations I had when I was a decent person and Tony would talk to me, BT would talk to me, when he was doing party and he wanted to make me an ambassador, and we learned about what ambassadors were worth then after that, and what he did with Flow, and how I really participated in like getting in first and capitalizing, and come on, and I don't want to talk about bad about people, but a lot of what people said that, and now where they're at, but nevertheless, point being is that what we've learned about stable tokens and what Terra Luna is doing with, or actually Anchor, I could say, with that 20% they're promising to pay per annum, they're requiring additional capital to be able to make those promises over the years. And I think what Elephant has done is taken that stable token concept and added in like all these ingredients that really mitigate that speculation and allows for participation to be almost an exclusive measure of how things are going. It's not some guy making fucking promises that you have no expectations of. I have somebody promised me something, but I have no expectations. Dude, we gotta fucking not, and think about the group and looking at what's happening with Elephant. Like if everybody were to run, yeah, that shit would be obvious as day. And if everybody were to run, and there would be benefits to people that stayed on for a portion of time, or at least be mitigating that risk comparatively to a 75% drop. I meant to print out a fucking chart right now. Do yourself a huge favor. Go look at the chart of Elephant token. Go look at that chart. Okay, guys, boys, girls, go look at that chart. So that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to pump this because it's working for me. It's working for me so much so I took all my liquid HEX. I'm not worried about bills. I mean, I am worried about bills, but nowhere near as much. And with that liquid HEX, there's a reason I'm not worried about bills, and it's called elephant money. And I think it sucks to know that I'm going to be benefiting off of the fact that Richard Hart is letting that price dump. If it dumps anymore, I'm going to be able to buy back all the HEX I sold to get into something that's creating a residual income that's happening without me having to. The proof of weight in Elephant isn't something where I have to worry anywhere near as much as I do about price. It's in what people getting fucked on HEX right now with the price being down. This doesn't happen on a stable token. Go look at Elephant money. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm fucking excited about it. I was super skeptical, and I still am. Why? Because it's still a speculative instrument. But the very, very few at the top is one person who's made 30 contracts that still function, whose understanding of finance is such that I think he has created something that can compete with what Terra Luna is doing. That's what I'm trying to say here. It's not no chump change with some fucking round ball in a fucking costume of hundred thousands of dollars worth of fucking material running around with teenagers in sports cars telling you that you're going to be rich. That's not elephant money, okay? too much time on my hands. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you have a good one.